In this final video for our duck hunt project, we are going to create this conditional statement or statements that represent whether or not the mouse is on top of the duck, and we're going to check to see, like, when you click, if the duck can get shot, basically, and then fall off the screen. So we're going to implement the ability to actually shoot the duck. So this part of our code is going to be done inside the function mouse pressed. So if you can find on sketch.js the to-do number 6, write a conditional statement or statements that represent whether or not the mouse position is over the duck body. So right now, if we just said like background red, every time the mouse is pressed, no matter where it's at, the background should flash red very, very briefly. So I can go ahead and test this, save, and my duck should now fly up and across the screen. And if I shoot anywhere, whenever I click, the duck or the background flashes red, but it doesn't matter if I hit the duck or not. So what we want to do is we want to create a conditional statement that can tell whether or not I've actually hit the duck. Now, right now, I know that I want to deal with the mouse X position, and I know I want to deal with the mouse Y or the duck X position. So my first thought might be to do something like this. If the mouse X is equal to the duck X and the mouse Y position is the same as the duck Y position, then that's when I want to turn the background red, because that means I hit the duck. And then the other thing that should happen when we shoot the duck is we're going to turn our isAlive variable to false, so that our duck should fall out of the sky. The problem with this is that mouse X and duck X you have to hit exactly in the middle of the duck, the center of the duck, and that's really, really difficult to do. We don't want an exact position. What we really want is a range, kind of like what we did with the buttons. So if I think about the duck, its body, the duck's body is 40 pixels long or wide and 20 pixels tall. So I need to know if I'm close to that area with the mouse. And one way we can do that is with a conditional statement. So we could say, is mouse X greater than duck X? And if I do that, then anytime I shoot in front of the duck, I have to be past the middle of the duck. Now if I shoot on its like back half, it doesn't work. I know that the duck is 40 pixels wide, so if I take 20 pixels away from the X position, that should account for the back of the duck. So now I can even anywhere I click on the duck, but also anywhere I click in front of the duck, so that also makes the duck die. I need to make sure that I'm to the right of the left side of the duck and to the left, so less than duck X plus 20, to the left of the right of the duck. And now if I shoot in front of the duck, it doesn't work. It doesn't kill the duck. If I shoot behind the duck, it doesn't work. But if I shoot inside the X and Y range of the duck, then it does work. It does shoot that duck, even if I'm above or below. Well, that's because we haven't talked about the mouse Y positions yet. So I think it will be the simplest if I nest a conditional statement inside of that. And we're going to do basically the same thing, but with mouse Y. Mouse Y is greater than duck Y minus, now this time instead of minus 20, we're going to do minus 10, because it's not 40 pixels tall, it's only 20 pixels tall. And mouse Y is less than duck Y minus 20. Don't forget to add your set of curly braces. Remember, we need an opening and a closing, and we want these two behaviors, the background and the is alive, to get set to false, to be nested inside those conditional statements. Okay? And now I shouldn't be able to shoot the duck if I'm anywhere in front of, behind, or below, but I should be able to shoot the duck when I am inside of it. So let's see. Uh-oh, I have a bug. Mouse Y is greater than duck Y minus 10, and mouse Y is less than duck Y minus 20. Let's see if I have an error here when I inspect. I don't see any errors. I do see my error. There is an error in one of these two lines. In the second one, in line 51, there's an error, and it should follow the same pattern as line 50. So try to check this pattern here. We need to make sure that my mouse Y position is beyond or bigger than the center of the duck minus 10, so up 10 pixels, and mouse Y is less than duck Y minus 20. So I can see here I'm following the pattern. Greater than duck Y minus 10, mouse X is greater than duck Y, or duck X minus 20. Mouse X is less than duck X plus 20. Mouse Y is less than duck Y. This should be an addition sign, so plus, and not 20, but 10. Okay, so now let's test that again. I can shoot the duck, and it should flash red. Good. Now we've got a duck that we can click. If your duck does not fall, you might need this else statement when we're moving the duck. If the duck is alive, I move the duck up and to the right. Otherwise, I just move the duck down, I increase its Y position, and I turn up to 0. If after the first time your duck gets shot, it does not start flying again, you might have to set is alive back to true when your duck falls off the bottom of the screen. Okay? So that should be it for our duck hunt videos. Now what your job is to go expand it and make it your own. Can you add a score? Can you make it so that your score goes up as the duck gets shot? Maybe you make it increase in difficulty as you get more points. Maybe you add more than one duck, in which case you'll need more variables to hold duck 2 position. There are tons of things that you can do. You can add backgrounds or sounds or a reload limit. Maybe you can only shoot 3 times. Good luck, and I hope you make the duck hunt your own.